Nathaniel Hawthorne (1804–1864) was an American novelist and short story writer, best known for his contributions to the development of American literature during the 19th century. He was born in Salem, Massachusetts, a town with a history of Puritan strictness, which later influenced many of his work's themes and settings. Hawthorne came from a long line of New England Puritans and had a complicated relationship with his heritage. His great-great-grandfather was a judge during the Salem witch trials, a historical event that greatly impacted Hawthorne's imagination and inspired some of his writing. In 1825, Hawthorne graduated from Bowdoin College in Maine, where he became friends with future literary figures like Henry Wadsworth Longfellow and Franklin Pierce, who would later become the 14th President of the United States. After college, Hawthorne struggled to find a stable profession and wrote several short stories and sketches. In 1837, he published his first novel, Fanshawe, but it did not receive much attention. A few years later, Hawthorne moved to Concord, Massachusetts, where he became friends with renowned authors Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau, who were leading figures of the Transcendentalist movement. Hawthorne's breakthrough came with the publication of his second novel, The Scarlet Letter, in 1850. The novel's exploration of sin, guilt, and redemption in a Puritan society garnered significant attention and critical acclaim. It remains one of his most famous and enduring works. In addition to The Scarlet Letter, Hawthorne's other notable works include The House of the Seven Gables, 1851, The Blithedale Romance, 1852, and The Marble Faun, 1860. He also wrote numerous short stories, such as Young Goodman Brown, The Minister's Black Veil, and Rappaccini's Daughter, which are considered masterpieces of the American short story genre. Hawthorne's writing style often featured allegorical and symbolic elements, exploring themes of morality, guilt, and the darker aspects of human nature. His works were influential in shaping the development of American literature and earned him a prominent place among the great literary figures of his time. Nathaniel Hawthorne died on May 19, 1864, in Plymouth, New Hampshire, leaving behind a legacy of timeless literature that continues to be studied and admired by readers and scholars alike. The Scarlet Letter is a novel written by Nathaniel Hawthorne, published in 1850. Set in 17th-century Puritan Massachusetts, the story revolves around the central themes of sin, guilt, redemption, and the consequences of societal judgment. Here is a summary of the novel. The story begins with Hester Prynne, a young woman who has committed adultery while her husband, Roger Chillingworth, is away. As a result of her affair, Hester becomes pregnant and is publicly shamed by being forced to wear a scarlet letter, A, on her chest as a symbol of her sin. She is then placed in jail for her actions. Hester's punishment is only the beginning of her struggles. The townspeople, led by the strict and judgmental Puritan community, treat her as an outcast and subject her to public humiliation. Despite the pressure to reveal the name of her lover, Hester remains silent and refuses to implicate him. Hester's long-lost husband, Roger Chillingworth, returns to the colony, posing as a doctor and seeking revenge on the man who committed adultery with Hester. He discovers that the father of Hester's child is Arthur Dimmesdale, a young and respected minister in the town. Chillingworth befriends Dimmesdale while secretly tormenting him, exacerbating the minister's inner turmoil and guilt. As the years pass, Hester raises her daughter, Pearl, alone and earns a reputation as a skilled seamstress. Despite her public shame, Hester's inner strength and dignity begin to gain her some respect among the townspeople. She becomes involved in charity work and demonstrates kindness and compassion towards others, slowly winning over some hearts. Dimmesdale, on the other hand, becomes increasingly consumed by guilt and inner conflict over his hidden sin. He punishes himself physically and emotionally, causing his health to deteriorate. The burden of his secret grows, and he becomes tormented by the hypocrisy of his position as a respected spiritual leader while harboring such a dark secret. Hester and Dimmesdale's paths intersect during a public event, where Hester and Pearl are present. Dimmesdale delivers a powerful sermon, and Hester realizes that her lover is the man she has been protecting all along. Their unspoken connection becomes apparent to some, adding to the tension and drama of the story. As the climax approaches, Hester and Dimmesdale decide to flee together to Europe, where they can start a new life as a family. However, just before their planned departure, Dimmesdale's guilt reaches its peak. In a dramatic and powerful scene, he climbs the scaffold in the middle of the night and confesses his sin to the entire town, revealing the scarlet letter, A, burned into his chest. After his public confession, Dimmesdale collapses and dies in Hester's arms. In death, he is finally free from the burden of guilt. Hester and Pearl leave the town for a while, but Hester eventually returns to continue her charitable work. She continues to wear the Scarlet Letter, not as a symbol of shame anymore, but as a badge of strength and resilience. The Scarlet Letter explores the complexities of human nature, the consequences of sin and guilt, and the impact of societal judgment and redemption. The novel remains a powerful and enduring portrayal of the human condition and the moral struggles faced by individuals in the face of adversity and societal expectations.